Hello everybody, Rick Gorman. 2020 has been a very interesting year, as we all know. We're usually doing this presentation at the Burrows on a Saturday night in March, where we have 300 amazing residents that gather to raise funds, much needed funds for the Youth Center, as well as honor our scholarship winners, as well as our Youth of the Year. This year, we had to cancel it. Obviously, everybody knows with the pandemic. We tried to reschedule it. We had to cancel it, obviously, with the pandemic. And then we've looked at other ways that we could maybe celebrate our scholarship winners and our Youth of the Year. Every year when we gather, our goal is to raise much needed funds, sometimes close to $100,000. And that night, North Andover really rises up. They get up, they bid, they spend a lot of money to raise money for the Youth Center. And that is a wonderful thing that we do yearly, and I appreciate the committee that puts it on. But for me, the most special thing at the night is the opportunity for us to honor our scholarship winners and our Youth of the Year and present them with great scholarship money that they can use to further their education in college. This past week, we actually got all of our scholarship winners together because they're getting ready for school, putting down payment money down, buying books, things like that, and we wanted to make sure they got their money. So we did a very unique, low-key event in the lobby of the Youth Center, and I actually felt really bad because we weren't able to let 300 people see them and recognize them, but it was a nice time. But today, we are going to honor our Youth of the Year, and the Youth of the Year is something we've been doing for a number of years now. The process for the Youth of the Year starts in December, where my staff sits around and we put together a list of kids that we think embody everything about the Youth Center. And that list is broken down during the month of December. And then obviously at the end of December, right before New Year's, we announce who our Youth of the Year is. And usually every year, it's kind of a no-brainer. There's just one person that kind of steps up and is just the cream of the crop. This year, my staff struggled very hard, and they basically said they could not decide one person, that they just felt two just stood out. So we went to the Joseph N. Herman Youth Center, explained our predicament, and basically said we want to honor two Youth of the Year this year. And as the Joseph N. Herman Youth Center always does, they support our ideas and what we wanted to do. So this year we are honoring two Youth of the Year. They are two amazing young adults that have grown up at the Youth Center. I remember them as little middle school kids who used to come here, participate in all of our activities, and just kind of hang out and have fun with us. As high school kids, they became very involved with a lot of our leadership programs, and they became part-time workers for us. They became seasonal workers for us in the summer. Both of them love the Youth Center more than anything. They value what the Youth Center has given them over the years, and they really believe in not only our culture, but our mission, and they are just two amazing young people, and you're going to hear from them in a couple of seconds. This year's Youth of the Year are two people that just graduated North Andover High School, Hannah Rogers and Will Savina. I mentioned a number of things that they've done for us, and you're going to hear from them from the heart of what this place really means to them. So I was hoping that 300 people in the Burrows would be able to hear their words. My goal now is that 10 times that will hear it when we put this video out to the entire community. They are two amazing young people, and I want you to join me and congratulate them as the 2020 Youth Center Youth of the Year. Thank you.
Hello everyone, or should I say viewers. All kidding aside, Will and I would like to say that we hope you guys and your loved ones are staying safe during the COVID-19 pandemic. Although we might not be able to give this speech in person, we are beyond thankful that we can still give our speech. First, we'd like to start off by saying how honored we feel to receive Youth of the Year. It is very humbling to see that all of our hard work does not go unrecognized. We know in past years it has just been one recipient, so we'll try not to make this speech too long. Receiving this award gave time for Will and I to reflect back on the Youth Center experience, and we'd like to share with you what we reflected on. What's great about the Youth Center is that everyone has their own experience with it. Every time I think about the Youth Center, I just think of all the funny stories and deep connections I have made. I have been involved with the Youth Center for a very long time now, and it has For people who know me, they see me as an outgoing person and not afraid to say what's on my mind. However, I'm really shy and I'm not one for speeches, so my deepest apologies in advance. Believe it or not, my first introduction to the youth center was me not wanting to go. In 3rd grade, my parents said to me, "Hannah, you need to get out of the house and play with friends. You can't just stay at home and play with your babysitter," who was actually my cousin. Before I knew it, my parents signed me up for summer fun. I will admit, at first I was very sad and nervous and kept thinking, "Oh no, what am I going to do without my cousin, not being able to do what I want whenever I want?" But sure enough, the first day of summer fun, I felt right at home. And it was the kindness and energy of the counselors that first day that made me want to work at the youth center. It made me want to work there because I wanted to make a kid's day just like how the counselors made mine. What's funny is how fast time flies by and how much you change over time. I go from not wanting to go to the youth center to the full-time staff making jokes that I stay there too long even when I'm not working. One youth center experience that will stick with me forever is working during the gas explosions. My shift had just started and I remember all the other staff had left because their shift was over. It was just Rick, Demi, and I, and a few kids waiting to get picked up. My favorite line on this day by Rick was, "Hannah, you do realize you have to hold down the fort, right?" Eventually, as the gas explosions kept growing, Rick told me to go home. Instead of listening, like every employee should do to their boss, I went straight up to Drummond Playground and waited with the remaining kids and did not leave until every child got picked up by the parents. If there's one thing that I got out of the youth center, it would be to not be afraid to come out of my comfort zone. A perfect example of this is me right now giving a speech because I know I would have never done this without the youth center.
Thank you, Hannah, for sharing your story. You're truly an inspiration to all of us. I can personally say that if it's not for the youth center's wonderful staff and engaging programs, I would not be the person I am today, and I would not be here speaking in front of some of the most amazing people the town of Brooklyn ever has to offer. To be considered for Youth of the Year is a great honor and privilege, so thank you. I could go off on a tangent about how the youth center has impacted my life, but I would much rather reflect on how the youth center has provided me the opportunity to change the lives of others. From starting at Joe Wilson League as a referee, to working after school and becoming a mentor in the MVP program, nothing compares to how the youth center has given me this opportunity more than my experience as a summer fun counselor last summer. Prior to the beginning of summer fun, Rick had always talked to us about how we have the ability to change the campers' lives. He mentioned that for some of these campers, the 4 hours they were at camp could be the best 4 hours of their day, which in turn made me realize how important this job really was. As the first couple days of camp went by, I wasn't satisfied with my performance as a camp counselor. I felt as if I was just going through the motions. I knew that if I wanted to make a positive impact on these campers' lives, I'd have to step out of my comfort zone and challenge myself to be better. So when an opportunity arose to buddy up with a camper who had a heart condition and needed extra attention, I decided to take a chance on it. Spending my whole summer with a single camper was one of the best decisions I've ever made. Leading into my new role as his mentor, I had never met a child with a critical heart condition, nor did I feel I had the confidence or experience to do this regularly. Trips to the water bubble for extra hydration became the norm. Reminders for birthday candle blows to release clock CO2 grew into my personal mantra. The pressure built on me to give this camper the best summer ever with his heart condition taking away his passion and happiness. Sure enough, our relationship started to strengthen. Casual small talk about his day turned into conversations about our favorite hockey players. The countless pieces of artwork that he made for me unfolded into our very own handshake. This camper is absolutely growing on me. Day after day, he would constantly remind me of the score of each game we were playing. We're up 4-3 in street hockey, and we're down by 2 touchdowns in football, displayed his unrivaled competitive spirit. I never kept score, but I knew deep down that he wanted to win at all costs. Despite all the challenge he faced with his heart condition, he had the biggest heart at camp. Mentoring him for 7 weeks made me want to become a better person. Seeing him face his condition day after day with a smile on his face made me appreciate the fact that I could do anything without limitations. He taught me that no matter who a person is, whether it is a 7-year-old with a heart condition, a new student in class, or an impoverished adult, everyone deserves to be happy and to have someone they can admire. And we can be that someone. We can befriend the new student, we can raise money for the less fortunate, we can be a positive influence to those who need it. Sometimes the most important lessons in life aren't explained by teachers. They're not preached by parents, nor are they written in a textbook. The most important lessons in life come from those who radiate positivity, those who are allergic to giving up, and those who stare their circumstances in the eyes and say, "I can do this." We'd be remiss not to thank some of the people that got us here. On Hannah and I's behalf, we'd first like to thank Lauren, Asia, and Kyle. Lauren has been a tremendous asset to the youth center, always willing to step up for the betterment of the program. Her passion for the Youth Center is second to none, and we appreciate everything she has done for us. Asia began her full-time career this past year during the global pandemic, which shows her courage to adapt and overcome any circumstance. She has done an exceptional job taking over as the head of MVP, and I have full confidence that the program will be in great hands for years to come. Kyle is one of the first faces you see when you walk into the Youth Center after school. His positive energy is contagious, and he is the epitome of what a leader should be. I personally have been working with Kyle for the past 3 years, and never have I met someone who has sharper attention to detail than he does. We can't thank you all enough for all the enthusiasm you bring each and every day. Next, we'd like to thank Demi. Demi is known to us as the jack of all trades. She leads the Junior Senior Youth Council, handles our paychecks, and even finds time to edit and post some of the most amazing pictures on the Youth Center Instagram page. Above all of this, she is an outstanding mentor to us high schoolers and certainly knows how to run a tight ship at the Youth Center. We thank you, Demi, for all you've done for us. Finally, we'd like to thank Rick. Committed, humble, and driven are all words that can describe him, and for the past 32 years, he has delivered nothing but excellence to the town of North Andover. He took a chance in hiring us to work during the summer 2 years ago, and has always emphasized the fact that working for the Youth Center is more than just a job. One of his favorite quotes, "Too much passion is not enough passion," runs through the veins of the Youth Center culture, a culture of which we intend to live by for the rest of our lives. We thank Rick for all the life lessons, work ethic, and confidence he's instilled in us, as well as everything he's achieved North Andover and the Youth Center itself. We'd also like to give a big shout out to our families. They've been our main supporters for as long as I can remember, and have always encouraged us to be our best selves. Thank you for always being there for us and helping us chase our dreams. If there's anything we could teach you from being affiliated with the Youth Center, it'd be this. Don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone. Don't hesitate to take that next step in life, because who knows, it can make all the difference. Thank you all for listening and have a great rest of your day.